And now, Rip the Ref with Brett Luchanski. Look at these two good-looking guys just sitting here waiting to start the show. It is Rip the Ref with Mr. Brett Luchanski. We're going to have some fun tonight. Brett's the main event tonight. No big deal.
What a letdown.
No big deal. All right, guys. Oilerslive Monday nights. Following the big George Laraque. I mean, you could take him. You could take him, Brett.
You think if I was a linesman, I could get him off someone if he didn't want to go?
Not a chance. How would you like to be? I mean, when you think about it, guys that big, right? Like they let you take them off.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be, like, especially those fighter guys, but almost everyone out there, like, there's kind of a respect of the linesman or the jersey, the zebra jersey. So, like, the fight's over and the linesmen are in between, and yeah, they're kind of pulling out guys and pulling them off, air quotes there. But like the big guys like George, like, yeah, exactly. He's going with you.
So do you have
to the box?
Do you have a chance to listen to the whole interview?
I listened to quite a bit of it. You guys actually got me to listen to your first hour.
Wow! Hey, wow.
No,
what's this we stuff? Give George the credit.
Yeah.
I did listen for the first little bit, and then I had to shut it off, and then I did pick up at the end there.
He was outstanding.
He was.
Yeah,
I think he was at the end there. He's pumping up the goalies a little too much. I don't
think
really
if
like
I
that.
was a linesman, I could.
Yeah.
For our goalie friends that listen, I don't know. I don't want them to get their heads any bigger.
That's right. Damn goalies. Who needs goalies?
But he did have me, even me getting emotional. He was telling his Calgary Stollery story.
Oh, no kidding.
About how he came back from the middle of his time off just to see a kid in the hospital. So that was pretty awesome. And I knew he was that kind of charity kind of guy. And the only dealing I ever had with him is at a charity game that he was at, that Hockey Helps the Homeless. So I know he does a lot. And I know he does Hockey Help the Homeless, like, not just in Edmonton. He follows it around.
Yeah, no,
it's in all kinds of cities, and he's there. So
I was out in Montreal and saw him there for Hockey Helps, which was pretty amazing. And he, you can't, when you see him at an event like that, and he's played in Vancouver, he's played in Edmonton, Montreal. We haven't had him in Calgary yet, but we'll get him out here. He's always surrounded by tons of people, and he's not pushing them away. He's giving them time, right? Like that's the kind of guy he is. It's not there's some celebrity out there that you see, they soak it in, right? Like it's the limelight, right? Like they just want to be number one. For him, it's the opposite. It's like the other way around. He's really sort of, he's just giving of himself and giving. What a great guy. Awesome.
Yeah. But how he was talking about how he, back in the early 2000s, had a website, and he would just go to people's houses that just requested him to come. And then the team told him to be a little more careful because you never know what people are going to do. But he didn't even think of that. He just thought of all these people want me to come to their house and say hi. Like, I'll do it for sure. And he would sign all those pictures, he was saying. But I thought that was kind of funny how the team had to even ask him, like, man, you're doing a little too much almost.
What was your thought, Mike?
Every team that he went to.
I laughed at that too. It was like George Laraque needed an entourage. Really?
Oh, man. So I read, I remember that Avery incident, and I read about it after the interview. And sure enough, Avery denied the allegations, but it's hard to, if having talked to Laraque, seen him around, know what kind of guy he is, it's hard to imagine him not, him making something up. And then Avery, if you're just going by character, right? Like,
what was it? As Avery said something to him?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So Avery made some racial slurs during a game in L.A. So the team, and I thought it was kind of like, even you could tell in Laraque's voice, he was getting choked up a little bit too, because he really, like, for once in his life, he sort of felt like, uh, he was, he was being defended by his teammates rather than the other way around. Bob's says he's not going to be much help today if we need anything. His feed keeps freezing. It's funny because as I was listening earlier, I had the same problem. Maybe
Mine
it's,
was too. Mine was
Me
too.
too.
I was just watching before I came on.
yeah. So we'll probably, and that's probably what people are saying, so they don't have to, grunt through. Right? Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, feed's freezing. I got. Oh, yeah, yeah. I gotta go. No, we'll release this one, and Larock tonight is back-to-back podcasts, and we'll see who gets more listeners. Brett.
I did. Oh yeah, who gets more listeners? Yeah, I could see the drop off as soon as I came on.
There was.
I was gonna say, what was I gonna say now? Oh,
kinda
I was
fun.
kind of surprised. You guys were talking to him about the recent stuff with what's his name now? The guy that's in the news.
Akeem Alou.
Alou, yeah.
Yeah. And then you asked him about his experience in the NHL and in pro hockey, and he said like once he got to pro, he never like really noticed any of that, which seems like a totally different experience. But he said it was mostly more in his minor hockey days,
Yeah.
and I remember him. Was it on a TV show or on another podcast? He was talking about himself going to the rink as a little kid, and his parents didn't even want to take him there anymore because of the things that were being said and hurled at him and his family just for wanting to play hockey.
I think he's gotten more into it on Stauffer's show, that part. And I was going to joke with you, like my Gene Principe level pun. He's a tough act to follow.
That's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, right? Like, I and that was a good pickup, Mike, when you said like that's a different experience from what Akeem Alou's experience was in the NHL and the pro ranks. I do wonder though how much of that has to do with the fact that Larock is like he's larger than life. Like the man is a big dog. If you're gonna say something to him, you better be able to back it up. There's not a lot of guys in the league, that want to take a beating from him, and there's some stupid guys in the league like like Avery that'll say just about anything to anybody, but you got to think if you don't want to have one of those fists coming flying through your face. It's probably a good bet you're going to keep your mouth shut.
I was almost going to ask him though if that that sort of thing led him to be a tough kind of hockey player, and I think Akeem Alou kind of went that road a little bit too. Like they sort of have to fight for their existence.
Yeah, and I mean, Alou is not anywhere close to the same size as Larock, but still. And who knows? I mean, there's Larock did say, I don't know if you heard that, Brett, but he said he felt like every team was quite inclusive, that there wasn't a problem in the league.
Yeah, he said he felt when he got to that top level, all they wanted was the best players or the players that fit what they needed the most. They didn't care where they were from or what they looked like or whatever.
Yeah.
But he kind of did make a point to say that only once he reached the most top levels, his experience growing up and stuff was much, much different.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, obviously, right? I mean, he still wasn't immune to it at the top level with the Avery thing. And we've heard, Subban go through some of that. I think Evander Kane's had some in the league. It's just not as maybe as prevalent as you'd find in the AHL, maybe ECHL. Of course, we had our lovable Brandon Manning there this year with the similar incident in the AHL. You also I think in the NHL those guys, your teammates will back you, right? As well, that's the other part you got going for you. So if you're gonna, spout your mouth off, you're more than likely to, as George, I love that George says they got a little melee. It's kind of like the like a football scrum, underneath you hear all of the like eye gouging and all of that stuff. He said Avery left with a few stitches that game underneath the pile. But that's great. It's good. It was good to hear. I didn't realize
That's a shame, hey?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no doubt. No doubt. This one guy that yeah, unreal. Anyway, it's Rip the Ref Monday. Like this is good. I noticed my notifications were through the roof today because Mike was posting about the LaRock story. And then and I noticed though you posted an SRD on the one of the tweets, and then I'm like, damn it, I already forgot what the rule was.
That was one we already did that one, didn't we?
I know we did it already, and I forgot the rule already. It's awful. It's awful. We don't get very far anymore.
That was the one where it was turning into a 2-on or 3-on-0, and the goalie just turned around and shoved the net off.
That's right. Yeah. What is the ruling on that? Is it
well, unless your league has a specific rule written for it, but in the Hockey Canada rule book, it's just a penalty shot.
Oh yeah, okay.
So they haven't really changed it yet. So if you're a goalie and you're listening, and it's 2-on-0 or 3-on-0, you might as well make it a penalty shot 1-on-0 against you. You have a better chance, probably.
We should name this segment "How to Be an Asshole in Adult Hockey." We should rename it, right? That's the way to do it. Yeah. You have a good week, by the way, Brett. It's been a week since we chatted.
Yeah, it was good. It was weather was kind of crappy up here for a couple days, and now it's back to being good. So,
you know what I've neglected to do because I've been holding off on releasing podcasts, and Mom Luchanski is probably mad at me because I haven't been releasing the Rip the Ref podcast or any Monday night for that matter. Megathread Monday, as far as anybody knows, doesn't exist.
Well, you better get that. You got to get that LaRock one up there for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely have LaRock up there, and we'll do.
I was also laughing at the end when he was talking about how he went from being the cool "Do you smell what LaRock is cooking" to like that shitty rock song, some little crappy rap song that he hated because the WWF was going to sue the Oilers if they kept playing it.
Yeah, it was quite funny. It was enjoyable, eh, Mike? It was really good. Like I'm sure we could have kept going for a couple hours, but in fairness to him, it's midnight now in Montreal, and he said he's usually in bed by 9:30. He said so. He's pretty like for a guy like that. He's got a lot of energy. He's very, very disciplined. Right? Like he keeps to a very strict regimen. Of course, vegan too, so keeps to that and just about everything.
Well, that was cool. He just Dursa there just takes a shot in the dark and just sends out one tweet, booking guests.
Yeah,
big time guests.
That's right.
A-list Oilers guests.
Better tweet out to Gretzky right now.
Gretzky, yeah, try them all.
Actually, Mike, I don't think that was the biggest deal at all. The biggest deal in my mind was him calling out your gifts. Yeah. So, are you on the Megathread, Mike or Brett?
No.
So you don't want to be, but
no, I
just kidding.
My phone, I can't handle all those.
You can't handle the notifications. So on the Megathread, every time the game time comes, Mike sends out the Megathread, and he's tagging people, he usually adds in some type of a GIF that's relevant to the game. So if it's the ducks, he'll do a little duck hunting GIF or something like that. And LaRock said he more or less looks forward to them and will stop the car and is laughing at them and the whole deal. And thought Mike was pretty creative. That's a win. He won't beat you up. I make the gifts, man. Don't stop.
Tonight he was a little bit more laid back and chill, but the first time I met him was at an autograph signing here in Grand Prairie, and he had fire and intensity, and I thought he was back in his playing days. Like it was awesome just to talk to him for a couple of minutes there. So I look forward to it today.
Well, that's the same thing with when I ref that one game with him in it. He had intensity and fire out there, and then he'd switch it off and go back to joking. But when he was on, he was on. He was yelling in French and swearing at 16-year-old refs in the corner.
So I was texting with him last night to book him, finish the booking for today, and he gets up at 4:30 in the morning, right? And he doesn't.
So it's 2:30 here.
Yeah, 2:30 here. So I'm not. I haven't even gone to bed yet, and I'm texting with him because I'm trying to stay up so I can be a 6 o'clocker, right? And and he so he starts texting me. He's like he's a one-word texter. So for a guy that is as like outgoing as you could possibly get, all of his texts to me are one word, and I can't tell if he's annoyed that I'm asking him to be on the show, or if he's just that kind of guy. But literally, we had this like half-hour-long conversation where he might have had 5 words.
Well, judging by his appearance on your show, Mike, I don't think he was annoyed. I think he was happy to give you an hour sure.
I think he's just very direct. Like, he's a direct guy. It's coming right at you, whatever he's thinking. There's no beating around the bush with George.
Yeah, it was. I've got to say that was. I've had now. Jack Michaels was a lot of fun, but Jack Michaels, Strudwick, and a couple other folks, and he was one of the funnest with some of the good stories he had, and I definitely will have to, Mike, you'll have to tweet at him again. So. He says Megathread GIF guy for sure. I'm on that podcast in a second. Like, count me in. I'm gonna do that just so I can learn how to make some good GIFs. Get me on there. Hey, did you you make any SRD things up for us this week? Or
I found a couple.
Getting short on material here right away. We're gonna have to cancel. Rip the Ref is up for whether it's up for renewal or not. We're gonna have to talk to the execs and see.
I'm gonna have to come up with some new bits. I think
that's right. Some new bits.
Scouring the rule book for interesting things to ask you.
I think you should be wearing the zebra jacket when you're doing the show. Like, it's right there.
Well, I can.
Yeah.
I think come October we need like a helmet camera on you, and we can just do this live while you're reffing a game.
Dude, that is. You know what?
Live stream.
Yeah.
Actually, do you in the league, do you guys have helmet cams?
We don't.
No.
And I don't know how easy it would be to. I don't know. I feel like there'd be a lot of hoops for them to jump through.
One of the leagues I play
and be like, well, everyone needs to give permission to be filmed and blah blah blah. Like, I don't know. It would probably turn into a whole thing.
Oh, one of the leagues I'm in has helmet cams.
Well, there is a league here in Edmonton too that I don't know if they have cams. They have mics for sure for audio, and I don't know if they went to full body cams or not out at the River Cree, but I know they were doing it or thinking about doing it. But I guess that'd be a thing when you sign up for that league. You just know that that's part of it.
Yeah, I think so. And anyway, I think that would be it'd be fun to go back over the highlights from a game. Just see. Oh man!
See how slow we all really are. Out there, eh? When you're out there and it's you and you're watching it, it seems like it's pretty good and pretty fast. And then if you go watch it on video, it's like
there's so I play in the Winsport League in Calgary here, and the lounge is overlooking one of the rinks, right from up above. There's a balcony, and so we'll go. The guys will go for a beer. I'll just go and sit down and have a soda water or whatever, and we'll watch. And quite often after you're done, it's the same league or same division that's playing after, and it's like. It's kind of disheartening because you're watching and you're like, were we really that slow out there? Yeah. Damn right you were, because you know that the team out there used to kick your ass or something like that. But, oh, man. Not
It's like that. It's like that with anything. Like in NHL, you watch it on TV, or you watch it from the second deck at Rogers Place, compared to watching in, say, the first row of Rogers Place, or if somehow you actually got to be on the ice. How crazy different it is.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're sitting up in the upper bowl, it just seems like any like slow kind of, you can see everything kind of developing. It's just like so deceiving.
It is a little bit deceiving. You got that right. You were gonna say something, Mike, and then I cut you off. It's like a regular Monday night.
I was impressed with how many questions Dursa got to ask in that.
I know. I had to throw myself on mute a whole bunch of times. I was like, God damn it.
Biting your tongue, yeah. Oh, George is pretty good. You sort of let him lead the conversation and throw in a little bit here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was fun. He was good. All right. Now, first off, I got to say Bob, who's out of town and has bad internet, still managed to get a reffing chirp in. Anyway, he's, of course, talking about the helmet cams. He says, who wants to see footage of the ceiling all night?
Well, it's close to home.
Yeah, or blue line to blue line, as I like to say.
Oh, the ceiling, because I'm the one that fell backwards and knocked
That's
myself out.
Yeah, that's
In
right.
the back of my head. So it's a
yeah.
little bit too true.
Oh, man. All right. You guys ready for some SRD?
Bring it.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait. Oh, you just I gotta do this little rip the ref intro again here. SRD. And now, rip the ref with Brett Luchanski. You know, it says your name in there too in the intro. Did you know that? It says,
I heard it. You had some effect on your voice too when you did it.
It says Brett Luchanski. It's like Brett Luchanski. There we go. I mean, this is you are.
Did you do that when
deal.
George came on too?
No, I didn't. I didn't even do that for George. Just for you. You are a big deal, my friend. You are every Monday night. Every Monday night. And after you, I think your media career really took off after your first appearance. I mean, before you knew it, you were doing CBC or CTV news spots. You were like, oh man. Next up for you is 6 o'clocker, the 6 o'clock hour, which I haven't made it up.
Well, you tried once.
I
Mike.
did. I tried.
You woke up. You had your text all ready to go. You sent it in, and then you went back to bed.
And they didn't even.
Sure, it didn't get read.
Didn't even read it. They didn't even read it. Not even that. He didn't even get it. He was trying to figure out like, who the hell is this? Who the hell is Stripes Luchanski?
Yeah.
You know, I assume you've met. What's his name? Lieutenant Eric? Is that what he?
I've met him briefly, maybe twice. I've gone to the radio station to pick up my plaque for my spelling.
Yeah. What's the
I
deal?
met them both.
What's the deal?
And then
with
I met him briefly. I dropped off some stuff just before Christmas, like a little gay gift, but that's about it. Only like a few seconds here and there for Lieutenant Eric, but I've met Dusty a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like I've heard of the guy. I just I'm never up that early. So why Lieutenant? What's that about? Do you know?
I do know the origin story of Lieutenant Eric. He used to have super, super long hair. And I think there's a picture of him sitting on like an office chair, but he has his legs tucked underneath him, and he had like this green, like army looking jacket on. And he said he looked like Lieutenant Dan.
Ah, okay.
So they called him Lieutenant Eric. And I don't know how many years ago that is, but that's just stuck.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's what his name is.
I'll have to find a bad picture of Dursa. You're gonna have to have a nickname of some sort, Mike. I don't know what it would be, but it's got to be demeaning in some way. Otherwise, it's not really a good nickname. Just kidding. I'm kidding. It wouldn't be. Well, Megathread Mike's good. Megathread Mike's good.
That GIF guy, Mike.
Yeah, GIF guy Mike.
That GIF guy.
That GIF guy. It's got to be something demeaning. Boy, everybody wants to be on the show. All right.
Lorac's picture guy.
Yeah, Lorac's picture guy. All right, SRD, fire away. I'm shooting for 100% tonight. By the way,
Okay.
I've been studying my Hockey Canada rule book. I have got it indexed on the computer. I can look anything up in a second.
Hit Control F search.
That's right, Control F.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
So linesmen, whenever stuff, they like to call themselves JFL, which stands for just fucking linesman. So whenever the stuff gets real squirrely and tough, they like to just say, "Oh, just JFL."
Yeah.
But truly, they all love to have their authority. And so there's 8 things that linesmen have authority to stop play for. And I was going to ask you if you could name all 8.
Now, I just finished saying I was going 100%. I am not going to look this up. I'm not going to cheat, although I sure as hell feel about it. Feel like I should. Mike, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You guys could work it together, I think.
Okay. Well, so I think they can stop play for. We're talking, right?
Yeah, like blow the whistle. Stop play.
So the obvious one is offside.
Offside, yeah.
Icing.
Yeah.
Too many men.
Yeah.
Too many men.
Over the boards.
Puck out of play.
Yeah, puck out of play, yeah.
I have that. So where's that one? Yeah, right there. Yeah.
4. Okay, so what do we got? Something on the ice. Like I think they could stop play.
Debris.
Yeah, like debris or something like that.
Well, that'll be 8A because that wasn't listed.
Okay, but I'm fairly certain about that one. I know that there is they could stop play for an injury.
Yeah, player has sustained a serious injury.
Yeah.
Bench minor.
Well, I think it depends on.
No.
I think it would depend. Like, I think they can if they. I think they could. No. I know some of these, and I'm just trying to think of what they are. So what are we at? We're at 6 or 7.
Well, you're at 5 of what I had written down.
Damn it! Well, I see. Like, I can't even count. Damn it! This is. Okay.
There's a couple easy ones that you're forgetting.
Can they blow it down for a fight?
That was not listed. No.
So we're missing. We've got icing and we've got offside. Those are the two major ones.
There's still a couple like more common ones that happen in every game.
Like a face-off, unfair face-off.
Face-off violation.
Face-off violation.
Okay, that's not one of them either, but
look at
that could be, but it wasn't one of the ones that was listed.
Man. 2-line offside.
2-line pass, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Think about what's the type of pass that they can whistle down, though. That's not allowed.
Oh, a hand pass.
Hand pass. There you go.
Yeah, hand pass. That one was.
And then another one.
Are they able to whistle down when it's stopped with a high stick? They are, I think. Yeah.
Puck hit with a high stick and then picked up by the team that touched it, yes.
Yeah. That's one. And what are we missing? Just one?
There's one more. I don't know if you'll get it, but it has to do with the net.
Net off the lurings?
It does say if the net is off and the ref doesn't notice or hasn't seen.
Yeah, okay.
Now, on that one, I would say you got to be like pretty sure on that one. Like if you're a linesman standing at the blue line and you can see it way off, then yeah. But if you're not sure, if it's only off a little bit or you don't know if it is, if I was a linesman, I probably wouldn't unless I knew that it was off.
So when's the last time you played in a game where you had linesmen and
that I reffed in a game that I was a linesman?
Or that you had linesmen or
that I had linesmen? Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. A long time ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Now most of them, I guess, are double. In at what age in minor hockey do they start with the full setup?
Well, I don't know, in rural centers, they might start doing 3-man referee system younger. Like even I've heard like even some like novice or Atom games might have.
Oh, really?
But in Edmonton and surrounding, like and Edmonton Major, they start at the Pee Wee, the highest level of Pee Wee, like Pee Wee Tier 1 or Pee Wee AA, whatever they're calling it these days. They start having 3-man.
Yeah.
And then they used to have every single bantam. So obviously like AAA all the way down to like bantam tier 8. But then recently, the last few years, they decided that like some of the bottom tiers of bantam didn't need. Like they just went to 2-man official system.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then every
Bantam,
single midget category has 3-man and up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So really, when you start being a linesman, you don't start off doing the best Pee Wee. You usually start off in the lower bantam level when you're starting to learn to be a linesman or a referee.
That's interesting. You got another one for us tonight?
I do.
All right. So we were at, I'm not quite at 100%, but I guess 99%.
This one's from 9.2, which is the physical or verbal harassment of officials.
You better listen.
You should know this one.
Listen to this one, Mike. This one's for you.
What is the penalty for a player that remains in the referee's crease while the referee is reporting or consulting and has been directed to leave the area? 2 minutes unsportsmanlike, 10-minute misconduct, or 2 plus a 10-minute, or if it's Michael Hebert, automatic game ejection.
Yeah. Damn it. That's exactly how it happened, too. I'm going to say 2 and 10.
I'm going to say misconduct.
There it is. Just a 10.
Oh, bloody hell. Damn it. Damn it. It's fixed. The fix
10.
is in.
I don't think I've ever called anyone for that.
Oh, no.
In whatever, 18 years.
Ever?
I mean, no. Like, I don't know. It's got to be pretty bad.
I can't think that I've ever seen that called. I've seen like a 2-minute unsportsmanlike, for hounding the ref, but
well, like standing at the thing trying to talk through that little circle in the glass, and guys like inside that little half circle like berating you. Usually, when you can tell them to back off and stand outside, they usually do. But I mean, it never hasn't really happened to me that many times.
Yeah, Mike, you ever been called for that?
No.
Never?
Ejected as a coach, but never as a player.
There you go. Worse. That's worse. He's not even on the ice. Wow.
Well, I was on the ice.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the only way you can get out of the rink.
There you go. I'm the good guy here.
There you go.
I am the good guy.
Enjoy that victory.
For once. Once. All right. What else you got? They got to be harder than this. These ones have been easy.
This one is, well, you didn't even get that one right.
I know. I thought I'd let Mike have one.
Now, this is you got to put on your Hockey Canada thinking cap only. Because in men's league, there could be different rules for this. It says, is it possible to start a game with 6 players, but without a goaltender?
Like at all. No goaltender at all. On the bench
no goaltender.
Or otherwise?
In this example in the rule book, there wasn't even a goalie coming. Not registered.
I would say no. Not in Hockey Canada. I would say no. Because I just think it goes against the spirit of the game. Especially if you're talking like Hockey Canada rules. I would say no. If you're talking men's league, then guys are playing and paying to play. Well, not that they don't pay in Hockey Canada, but I would say no.
I'm going to agree with that. I think you need to have a goalie there.
So it actually says yes.
Wow.
So you can start a game without a goalie.
You can register 6 players and leave the goaltender area blank.
Interesting.
But I would suggest writing a goalie in there in case he shows up.
Yeah, or the Zamboni driver, right?
No, but like that's funny how you say that, Mike. You were saying in Hockey Canada you thought no, and in men's league you thought, well, maybe we'll let him play with 6. And in Hockey Canada they say yes, and in the men's league I work in, it's no. In the men's league I work in, you need a goalie and you need to have 6 skaters. Otherwise, we can't start the game. That's a league-specific rule.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I know that of course, and you're probably right. It's probably every league is a little bit different. I feel like at least one of the leagues I've played in, you can go for a certain period of time without a goalie before you need one, like the first 5 or 10 minutes, and you can start the game with 6 skaters. Actually, I know for a fact in the Winsport League I play in that you'll love this because I know the ref loved it. We played a game where the other team didn't have their goalie, and they'd put a guy in to to play back, right, for pretty much the whole game. And of course we killed them, but about midway through the first period, the guy makes a glove save, and then falls on the puck, and of course the refs call him for a penalty. He's like, "But I'm the goalie."
But you're not the goalie.
But
If
you're
you don't
not the
have
goalie.
goalie equipment and you're not the goalie, you don't get goalie privileges. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, is that what constitutes enough goalie equipment to be the goalie? There's got to be a ruling for that.
Well, I mean, even if it's not written down, like you need to have goalie stuff on. If you want goalie privileges, you got to be the goalie.
Yeah.
You should probably have a goalie mask and a helmet on.
Yeah.
And like more equipment because you're just going to get hurt. So
I wonder if you could just put on like the shin guards, and there's got to be some type of a. Bob says Bob, you're not even supposed to be listening, right? We're starting to talk goaltenders, and of course, stats guy Bob's on already. I'm surprised we haven't heard any chirps from Mr. Graham yet. He says, if I'm the goalie, I only need 2 other skaters, and we're good to go. Now, I guess that would be. Could you start the game with 4 skaters and a goalie, or do you have to have 5?
No, because we went over that one before.
That's
you have to be able to put the proper number of players on the ice at any time during the game.
Yeah.
So I think that's why in our league too they want you to have 6 skaters. So if you only have 5 skaters and guys take a coincidental penalty, now you can't put 5 on the ice. The game's a forfeit anyways. So they want you to have at least 1 sub. And in my experience, when there's only 1 sub or 2 subs, they don't end up getting in all the extracurriculars very often and end up with a lot of coincidental penalties.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you really wanted to be like a dick ref, you could just take coincidentals a couple of times and then you get to go home early, but that's not really
what kind of ref
really
would
in the
you
spirit
be, Mike?
of being there.
Would you be?
You have to understand that you're a ref, and in men's league too, like especially like the guys are customers.
That's true.
You know,
that's right.
Like now just because you're a customer and you pay doesn't mean you can just treat me however you want.
Oh, damn. He giveth, and he taketh
that
away.
Too.
Wow.
But there has to be some. You have to have some in your mind that it's a business. These guys paid to play. You're not just going to go take 2 shitty coincidental penalties that weren't real and end the game just because you don't fucking want to be there. Then you shouldn't be there to start.
Yeah, that's true. What kind of now, Mike? If you were an official, what kind of official would you be? Would you be the jerk, Or would you be the nice guy official that everybody runs all over, and before you know it, everybody's hooking and holding? And what kind of? I mean, I have my own idea as to what kind of official you'd be, but I'm curious what you say.
Well, I did ref basketball in high school, and I threw my dad out of a game once, so that might tell you something.
Wow. Wow. It's like sell his parents out. That's what he'd do.
True story.
Oh yeah. Did he deserve it?
Yeah, he deserved it, and he told me afterwards. He said, "I didn't blame you." He said, "I thought it was a bit of a conflict of interest, me coaching against you reffing, so I gave you a reason."
So he got himself thrown out.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's good. That's good. And where are you on the? I mean, we've talked about this before, Brett, but I think you're probably in the 6-ish range, 0 to 10. You're on the 6-ish side. You're probably pretty even keel kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty like non-confrontational. I'm not that talkative with the guys out there before the game or during. I'll talk to them during play and stuff like, good, keep your hands down, good, keep it moving, like, stuff like that. I'm not that buddy out there like some guys are, which can work. Depends on the person.
I'd totally be buddy. I'd be everybody's best friend. Everyone's best friend.
I don't really want to argue too much. Like, if I can tell how it's going to go when I make a call, if we're going to be able to talk about it on the way to the box, or you're just going to try to tell me what you think. So then I'm just going to try to wheel out of there. Like, I try to make a call and get ahead of you or get there first, make my signal, and I just curl away and go stand where I need to stand. I'm not gonna skate to the box with guys. I've seen guys skate to the box with guys that are upset and they're trying to explain it to them, and they're like got their head halfway in the box, still talking, and like we're ready to drop the puck, and it's.
So whether you believe it or not, the actual kind of player that I am, when I get a call that I disagree with, is I skate to the box. I am fully aware, I'm fully certain that the official always knows if I disagree with the call or not, right? Like, he just can tell by the look on my face or whatever, but I don't argue it. I just skate to the box, right? Because I've just never won that argument, right? And but I still think there's certain refs in my league that like just because of that little look that I think they know, right, that hate me. Look, I think there are guys that in the league. I'm usually one of the more penalized players, and I'm one of the quieter players when it comes to talking back to the officials. I actually am quite respectful of that, but I'm pretty sure that they know when I disagree. Like when I shoot the puck at the back of the goalie's pad.
Yeah.
Those bastards. The only time
you get a lot of those penalties for 2 minutes for being bigger than the other guy, Mike.
I do get a lot of those penalties. Literally, I do, and then I get a lot, and that's where actually why I think I'm penalized so much is because I will, being bigger than the other players, quite often they'll hook and hold me, and they won't call it, right? Like the officials won't call it, and because I'm not one, one time I literally like went into the boards with the guy. We both go after the puck. And I'm like way bigger than this other guy. Like, and that's the one thing about men's league that you don't find in the NHL. There's very few massive size mismatches like you'd find in men's league, right? Like, guys are just bigger in the NHL. Well, in men's league, you'll get a guy that's 4'10" who's playing men's league against me, who's 6'5". And that's happened. And then I'll go into the boards, and he can't really skate that well either. And he just doesn't stop. And he runs into me. This happened. The guy literally can't stop, runs into me, falls over, and I get there. I end up with 2 minutes for being bigger. Oh man. And Dursa was mad that whole game. Yeah, no. Anyway, let's we've got like 5-10 more minutes left.
Well, I was going to say too, in men's league, and you mentioned it, there's a size difference, and then even in the same division that you're playing against, there's skill difference.
Oh yeah,
Can be
100%.
quite large, and in the higher levels of hockey, you wouldn't see that either.
That's true. The
So guys fall down when you're going into the boards with them or whatever.
I want to catch you guys on a couple of things, and now I'm putting my microphone on mute for the rest of the night, all 6 minutes. 24 team with the play-in. Possibility that if the Oilers lose the play-in, they're in the draft lottery.
Wouldn't that be poetic?
That would be funny. So whoever wants to go first. Thoughts on the 24 team setup that we've seen. Thoughts on the play-in, and assuming that the Oilers would draw up against Chicago, is that good, bad, or does it really matter? Dursa, you go first. It's Brett's night, so we'll let him finish off the evening with little ref commentary.
Yeah, I wish it was different, but it's probably not going to be. And I think if you're going to get to the Stanley Cup, you got to go through anybody that comes your way. So giddy up, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. I think, this little pause here gives Edmonton, a chance for everybody to heal up. And I'm not sure that we really honestly saw McDavid at 100%. But I'm pretty sure coming out of this we will, and he is going to be like a bullet shot out of a cannon, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Good point. Brett?
Yeah, well, it seems like a lot of teams from 16 to 24.
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple media guys kind of mock it up like they could have went a little more than 16 and a little less than 24, but they really wanted to get the Chicagos and the Montreals in for their money, TV money, which I guess. But like at this point, like I'm just happy if they agree on something and can agree on everything else, like the safe return to play, and the players agree, and they'll actually come and play, and we get to actually watch playoff hockey. That I think that would be great. So I think it would have been unfair to teams any way they did it, right? If they only picked 16, those bubble teams that were just out would have been saying, well, there was 10 games left. And then now they do it this way. And some Oilers people are upset because we were second in the division and now we're playing in a play-in game. And I don't think being matched up against Chicago in the first round or the play-in round is that bad. Like they're a 12th place team, right? Yeah. And what are we in the conference? 4 or something, the way they seed it, or 5?
Yeah,
I think we're 5.
I think we're 5. Yeah,
so
no, I agree with
I don't
you.
know. I didn't look at the standings to see how many points separate us in Chicago, but like you're saying, Dursa, we have all our guys rested. I mean, so will everyone else. It'll be really interesting to watch, and like it'll be kind of like an asterisk Stanley Cup, but I mean, hey, all these 24 teams are all going to play in the same conditions. So
yeah, I read a tweet the other day which I agree with, which is funny, right? Like if it's only an asterisk if it's not your team that wins, right? You know what I mean? Like if the Oilers win the cup, you're damn right we're celebrating it like the Oilers won the cup. But if Anaheim won the cup, well, it was 24. It was kind of a bogus, right? You know what I mean?
Calgary, God forbid.
Yeah, Calgary. we don't talk like that.
I liked George.
Yeah.
He was very. He knew where
how
to butter his bread here on the Edmonton podcast. Talking
That's
about
right.
When he said he was in Calgary for vacation, and I thought the exact same thing. I was like, "Why do you go to Calgary for vacation? You're an NHL hockey player. What are you doing?"
I know. Oh man. Oh geez.
Maybe.
But like there was lockout seasons, and there was seasons that were not the same. You didn't play a full 82 games, and then you went on to win the Stanley Cup. No one really says that. I mean, this is quite different, I guess. But
yeah,
I'd just be happy if they finally approve this, and then if they actually have some timelines and it actually comes to fruition, I'd love to watch it.
There are people that doubt it will. I think it's 100%. I think they're going to play. I can't see them not playing. In fact, you know, as we continue to go forward during this coronavirus thing, it's, you know, you hear more and more, and I just think that the consensus is they'll go out and play. How I think it'll be 24 teams. You know, we'll see. The question will be some of these modified rules, whether or not they try to put them in place, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't want to like. I don't mind this 24. It sounds like if they come to agreement on how they're going to be safely tested and play, it's going to be the 24 thing after this vote. But I sure hope it's not like some modified hockey game on the ice. I don't really want to see that.
I got
much.
I got my hair cut today, and they took my temperature before I went in, and they gave me a mask, and they did. So I think if you could go get a haircut,
like they're doing
right?
everything they can, right?
Yeah. If you could go get a haircut, you should be able to body check some guy into the boards, right? Cassian.
Well, like I told you, like I get my temperature checked every
day.
morning at work.
Yeah. Did they do the contactless thermometer? Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Felt
and they have the same 5 questions every morning. I got the same guy a couple of days in a row. No symptoms. This, no, and no. I have not traveled outside of Canada since yesterday when I saw you. So we're good. But they have to ask it like every time. They have to do the checklist.
Yeah. You go through any of that, Mike?
No, at my work, there's 2 of us there, and we don't open the doors to the general public. We do everything through our kind of overhead door, so nobody comes in and touches anything. And we've just sort of changed our whole way of doing our job right now. So
nice.
And mine is they have to do as much as they can at mine because they can't have any major problems or outbreaks or shutdowns. I work at a large company that if something happened that shut it off, everyone would be in the dark.
Yes. Well, it's not. It'd be like being a Flames fan. It'd be like being a Flames fan, right? You're in the dark.
It'd be even harder for me to see.
That's right. All right, guys. That's another Monday night in the books for us. We're going to be back on Thursday. We've got Adam Adam Lipinski. He is Arizona sportscaster who should be a good chat. We'll see what he thinks about this 24 team thing. I know he knows and has done some podcasts with Mr. Biznasty, so I'd like to ask him about that, what that guy's like. He's a bit of a crazy man who's become, I think, probably one of the biggest media personalities in hockey right now. Just kind of like
him and GIF making Dursa.
Yeah, him and GIF making Dursa. Wow, wouldn't that be that would be a power cast right there. We will set that one up. All right, and you're going to be back next Monday?
I'll be back. Maybe I'll try to think of some new material.
Yeah. Your contract renewal is coming up.
I don't want to go. It's a free agency market, so I got to try to.
That's right. Get an extension. Mike's extension's up next week too. Maybe the 2 of you should chat. We got this pretty big deal. I got my agents talking to your agents. We're all good before you know it. All right, guys. Have a great night. This has been Oilers Live with a pretty exciting night. Rip the ref, and then some little guy named George Larac. Anyway. All right. Okay, everybody, have a great night.
Okay, see ya.
Oilerslive.